Back in the body shop today, and I'm making a video that's about a month and a half overdue. Hammers, part 2. So I found this Blue Point at a garage sale, and as you can clearly see, well, you can't clearly see, but there you go, $1. $1 for a hammer that I guarantee you is $100 at least on the tool truck. God almighty, you cannot beat garage sales, folks. And then the $8 Harbor Freight cross peen, okay? I've used one of these, I'm pretty happy with them, and you know, I figured I would just make the investment. It's such a hard thing to do, spend that $8 at Harbor Freight. But anyway, it's like $8.95. So yeah, we're gonna see what this little 3-pound thing can do. Right from the box, it's got some issues you're gonna have to take care of, and I'll show those to you. So right out of the box, the peen, not the best thing I've ever seen. It's got really, really sharp edges. You don't want that to wind up in your work, so we're gonna clean those up. So the face, look at that line right there. Oh man, all that's gonna just transfer over to your work. You don't want that at all. And also, it's a really small face. Like, they chamfered the edges, but then they didn't roll it down. So we're actually gonna take this part and bring it down a little bit over to here, and then round it over from there. That should work out really well. And then, I don't know, I mean, it's a black hammer. It kind of looks cool. We may accentuate some of the scratches in here just by polishing off a little bit of that paint. Gonna be slinging up a lot of dust, so we're gonna go with our respirator and our ear protection. Best ear protection I have found is the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Excellent. So this die grinder is beat up. It's a cheap die grinder, and I'm going to be replacing that soon. And I'll let you know what I decide to replace it on. I'm really vacillating between a couple of different manufacturers right now. Norton Blaze. That looks worn down, doesn't it? But that's the beauty of these. Watch this. We're not ready for a new one yet.
You come around late at night, looking for some arms.
So I want you to notice what I'm doing there. I'm coming across this direction, right? And then I'm changing to this direction. And then I'm going to a 45. And then I'll come back across this way. You know, I just kind of mix it up. And that keeps it nice and even. I'm paying close attention to, essentially, that I'm not focusing on one spot. And we do want to maintain a crown on this hammer because we want it to move metal out in all directions when we hit. So, let's keep going. Once again, don't worry about heat. Yeah, I mean, I just ground on that for like 3 or 4 minutes straight. And this ceramic does such a good job of just cutting the material off. It's not necessarily being abrasive as it is almost more like a cutting action. So.
But this is what it is, and will be what it will be. I don't play no game with beating hearts, you see. It's not love, but it's something I can do.
So I kind of want to show you what I'm looking for when I'm doing this. On these edges, you'll be able to watch light change, right? So the reflection will look different. So if you look at that, look at the rings around there, right? You're gonna see, like right here, look at that, there's a ring, okay? What I do is I'll tilt it back and forth, and watch for that ring to ripple. You see right there, as it ripples, that means I'm uneven. That means in this spot right here, where is it, right there, I still need to do a little bit of work. So this is a little higher than this right here. Alright, now let's look at it. Much better, right? It's just smooth. That's the transition on those circles are smooth. That's good enough. I don't really need to take it down any further than that. That's gonna do the job for us right there. Nice and smooth, still very flat, right? Still round enough to move the metal, but flat enough not to leave so many dents. Alright, let's go to the back side. Beautiful. Now when we hit metal, it will move that metal out as opposed to leaving in cut marks.
Such short notice.
So I'm using Scotchbrite right here, which has very little abrasive, right? This is gray Scotchbrite, so this is just like scuffing. This is less than your dishwasher Scotchbrite. And I'm just using it to bust up the top layer of that rust. One of the biggest comments when we're working on stuff that has rust on it is use Evaporust and stuff like that. And I like Evaporust, it's a really good product. But more often than not, I don't have the time to wait for Evaporust, and I don't know that there's ever been a better way to remove rust, ever, in the history of rust removal than a wire brush. It works so good. But this process here works great too. It's been 3 minutes or so, and Evaporust can't touch that. There's no way. But it is safe, you know, and that's one thing you're giving up is I've got to wear rubber gloves, I've got a lot of ventilation in here. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. Maybe 10 minutes. What do we do from here, man? I just kind of wanted to clean it up like that. You know, it kills all the patina. That's another reason I don't like doing this. I much prefer that wire brush patina. It works so much better. But anyway, here you go. We got a nice soft head. You can see the mar marks in there from where whatever they were hitting marred this head up a little bit. That is okay. And then ding marks right here. That's what you want, man. You want your hammers. These are replaceable items, right? You want your hammers to take a blow and to dent, not chip. Do not harden your hammers. This is going to help you to be able to see the dents. There you go. So now you can see the dents. If you hit something hardened with a hammer that is super hard, it's going to break that hammer and send chips off. So what should we do with this hammer? How should we finish it? Could just oil it up. Kind of wondering if we polished it with that rough texture. I bet that would look really neat. I'm using 1500. Put a little soapy water on there. So all we're doing is the high spots right there. We're just bringing out the shine. We're starting to shine just the high spots. Okay, so we're gonna go from 15. This is Trizec, and this one's made by 3M, and it's about $7 a sheet. This is used, so it's not gonna cut very good at all, but it's gonna cut good enough, and this is a pre-polish. There we go. Now we have a polish with all those dents and dings in there, man. That looks really cool. That'll work. Nice wood.